Hi, Sass. Listen, today is Wednesday, and on Wednesdays we YouTube. Okay, so I've been talking to you guys on social media, and as promised, I am going to talk about anxiety today. Um, for transparency, it is something that I am overcoming. I will put it that way because we have what we say, right? I am overcoming this spirit of anxiety. It is something that it is real, right? Um, we have to call a thing. So there are things, whether we want to admit it or not, there are things that we are all battling with. It may not be, your thing may not be anxiety. Your thing may be anxiety, but it may be drugs or worry or depression, or it could be anything, right? One of the things that I am overcoming is anxiety. I think it comes from me being an overthinker. I could be sitting talking to you right now, but in my mind, I am thinking of everything that I have to do this weekend, right? So it's not even here yet, right? It's a matter of just trying to take it all in and take and fix everything yourself instead of casting care and allowing God to work. And it's just a combination of things, right? I think my anxiety started when I had children. I was a single mom and I had to do it all. If I didn't do it, it did not get done. All right. So I think that's when it started, and I think I developed a routine of being so organized that in me organizing, it kind of controlled the narrative. It made me feel more secure because I knew what needed to be done and how to get it done, right? Yeah, I think the overthinking for me is what sparks my anxiety. Sunday nights and some nights in general are really hard for me. Why? Because on Sunday nights, I'm thinking, okay, the weekend is over. Let me start preparing for the week. I have to do this, and I have the kids, and then I have ministry, and then I have Sassy, and then I have my career, and then I have the house, and then I have things I need to do as a wife, and then I have things that I need to work on with as a mom, and then I have goals that I want the kids to meet, and then this around the house needs to be, and before you know it, I am in a tizzy mentally, emotionally. God bless my husband who helps me bring it down, right? He helps me process things out, right? My husband is amazing. If you all follow me on social media, I just gave him a shout out last night because he's like the hardest working man I know. One thing that I do know about my husband is if I voice a concern, he's going to take it on and fix it. So if I say, honey, I really need to clean the garage, and I know it's something that I need to do, but I'm just trying to figure out a time to get it done, and he'll be like, oh, I'll do it, don't worry about it, I'll take it off your plate, I'll do it. And I'm like, no, that's not what I wanted. I need to do it because he's not gonna do it like I'm gonna do it, because women clean different and organize different from men. Okay, whatever. So it's like he'll take it, his perspective is, let me take it off your plate because you my girl, or you my woman, and I'm the man, and I'm finna handle it for you, so it's easier for you if I gotta take it on for myself. That's how he thinks, right? But then I don't want that. Like, I want you to help me process it so that we can either do it together, or you can help me strategize whereas I can get it done, right? So Sunday nights are hard for me. Some nights are hard for me to wind down. If I've been going all day, to take a hot shower and then to come down and to lay down, it's hard for me to and relax into getting to bed. We joke about it all the time, but it's so amazing to relieve my anxiety. Sometimes I will have him, this is TMI, but it's not, because it is what it is. All right, there are pressure points in my butt that I have him press that relieves like the stress, and it will literally either put me to sleep or relax me. There are pressure points in my feet, my butt, and my hands. They always say that when you're feeling anxious, these pressure points here are good. So you may always see me doing this, right, to relieve the stress. One thing that I also do is there's a meditation option on my Peloton app. You guys know I love Peloton, right? Free plug, yeah. But I love my Peloton app because it's like, you know, I can go on the meditation and it's just, you know, soothing music, and she's talking, you know, there's a certain one that I do and she's like, you know, we are, you know, calming down from the day. You were amazing today. You got things done. And even if you didn't, that doesn't diminish your worth. So like to sit in that and just hear her voice and the music, that calms me down as well. I have started to adapt that. Another thing that I have done is to put on worship music, and just to hear that in my ear with my AirPods. Always in prayer, right? Because, you know, this thing is a thing. You know, you have some people say, well, you know, if you had God in the forefront of your life, you wouldn't have anxiety. I've heard that before, right? But reality is reality. Just like people could say, I worship God, but I have a therapist. I worship God, but this is a disorder that I am overcoming. And that's my truth, right? Some things that I have noticed that spike my anxiety is if I drink or eat something. So I have always been a Pepsi girl. Honey, a nice cold Pepsi. I am not a drinker. Like, you know, everybody like, oh, a glass of wine or drink, you know, give me a cocktail or a beer. No, that's not my thing. My thing is a cold Pepsi. I went through this phase that sometimes I wanted the bottle, but then I wanted the can, because then I felt like the Pepsi can gets colder and stays colder long than the plastic bottle. So, and then I had this thing where, okay, I want a can of Pepsi, but I want to drink it with a straw. Like, it was a whole thing. Okay, no, I don't want a straw. I want it in a glass now. Okay, give me a few pieces of ice in the ice cold Pepsi. Like, it was a whole thing. Like, I used to go through these phases, and my husband like, okay, whatever, right? But lately I am seeing that it sparks my anxiety. Pepsi. Right? So that's for me. Something too sweet will spike my anxiety to like change the rhythm in my breathing, kind of brings me out of you know what I mean? Like, and then my mind races and I just have to kind of bring it down. So I do, but for me, I'm not saying this is for everyone, but for some foods and drinks that I have had, it will spark my anxiety, especially at night. If I'm trying to wind down, these are things that I don't want to have. So yeah, anxiety is a thing for me. I know that there are a lot of other people who are dealing with and overcoming anxiety. It comes from a place of just wanting to make sure that everything is done, or how do I get it done, right? Lately, I am a step-by-step person, right? So I find ease in knowing, well, if this comes about, this is what I do. right? So in dealing with anxiety, when I feel it come on, or if there are so many things that I have to do, I write. Right? So I talked about this in one of my morning motivations. I write. I have to write it down. I have books, a planner, notes. I have big post-it notes. Okay, listen. And then I have small post-it notes. And then I have this size post-it notes. And then I have these notepads, right? So I write it down. So if I say, okay, on Sundays, I'm planning for the week. So Brycey has a dental appointment. JD has a guitar lesson. Trey has drum lessons. And then they have tutoring. And then husband may be going out with the fellas. So, and then I want to do something really nice for him, a surprise for him. So this is how my mind goes, right? If I write it all out and then kind of put like, I'm going to do it this day, or this is what's needed to do that. It's easy for me to write it out. Prime example, I have a catering job for Sassy East this weekend, and I have to write it out. I have to write out the list of things that are needed from the grocery store, the menu itself, when I'm going to go to the grocery store, what time slots I'm going to cook everything. Like I have to organize that way in order to stay at peace. Not saying, I don't know if it will be like that always, right? But these are some ways that I cope with anxiety. And I know it's a form of control to, okay, you wrote this out. This is how this is going to be done because I'm a step-by-step person. But those are some ways that I am coping. I write things out to have a deadline. And and here's the thing, I also keep an open mind. If the deadline is not met, it is well. Whenever you get to it, you still have the list of things that need to be done and how it can be done. Prayer, meditation, and worship is like at the forefront of it. When I feel overwhelmed and I'm like, okay, let me go in my secret place. Let me go in my secret closet to connect with God. And an awesome thing and it sounds so simple, but literally as things come to me mentally, or if I'm starting to feel overwhelmed, I instantly say, God, please give me the wisdom to handle this the correct way. God, please give me wisdom. Please give me guidance. And as you're giving it to me, give me peace in my heart, mind, and spirit to receive it and to carry it out, right? That it's constant communication. It is constant communication with Christ, with God, being honest where I'm like, okay, God, I feel anxiety coming. I have a lot on my mind. I have a lot on my heart, but I trust you. And I'm asking for you to give me peace, give me wisdom, and give me guidance. And I receive it now in Jesus' name. Like that is my constant go-to all the time. Like right now, I'll tell you guys, let's just go down a list of things. All right now. I have, I'm getting my garage worked on right now as we speak. The blinds guy is coming to install blinds. That's the thing, okay? I have, like I said, I have a catering job that I'm prepping for this weekend. Got that going. I have my career. I have to get in my Peloton rides. My husband is upstairs working his job, so I have to check on him. Babe, did you eat? Did you take your vitamin? Do you have your blue blocker glasses on while you're working? Why are you in the dark? Baby, are you comfortable? All right, listen, do you have everything? Is everything charged? Are you good? What do you want for lunch? What do you want for dinner? Let me check on Bryson to see how he's doing in daycare. Okay, let me check and see where the preteens are. What's going on with you? Let me check in with you. Let me put my eyes on you. You good? Okay, what's going on with your friend? Where your little girl at? Where your little girlfriend at? Where your little boyfriend at? Okay, what's going on? Let me see where you are mentally. How you feeling? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so much that you have to juggle. And not to mention, being consistent in the platform for Sassy Perspectives is a full-time job in itself, right? Also, ministry. You have to make sure that you are doing your part in ministry to make sure that you don't get caught up in the cycle of life where you aren't being a helping hand to those in need. So now you have to lock into ministry. I'm at church. Okay. All right. We're having youth fest, right? What's needed? How can I help you? How can I help in youth fest? How can I be God's hands reaching out in this particular setting? You know what I mean? It's so much, guys. And before you know it, it's another week of the same. And it becomes overwhelming, right? It becomes overwhelming. So we have to make sure that we are connecting. And then there's sometimes where you have to say no, right? If I know that I have a lot that I'm dealing with, or if my anxiety is at an all-time high, I have to say no. I have to say, even to the house, right? Like, husband, I just need a moment. Have the kids go in their rooms. Just give me a moment. Let me shut the door. Let me shut the curtains, or whatever I need to calm down and get myself centered, whether it's a bubble bath, whether it's a hot shower while music plays, whether it's whatever I need in that time. Sometimes you have to say no so that you can get centered again. So, yeah. Anxiety is a thing. I believe that a lot of people, whether they say it or not, they deal with it. And then you have your triggers, right? Triggers. That's a prayer for me too. God, help me to not so much be numb, but to not react to triggers if they come my way, because triggers are also a form of distraction. So it's just a whole journey. It's a whole collaboration of things that comes into play with anxiety. It is different for different people. Some have severe, some people are on medication. Some people have a hold on it and some don't. And some people like me are just finding our ways with it. I think when mine sparks, it's not that I don't trust God. It's just processing out of my mind, because I'm an overthinker. And I'm always in my brain. Always in my brain. It's just a matter of processing it and relinquishing it to allow God to work, relinquishing it to allow God to bestow you with peace and guidance and wisdom, right? So I am here to say that I love God. I have a constant rapport with him, Jesus Christ, okay? But this is something that I am overcoming, and I will be delivered from. But in the meantime, I wanted to touch bases with you guys just to let you know that I am here. It is my truth, and if you are struggling with it, I pray that God will deliver you and to give you the wisdom to handle it as it comes about, right? So, anxiety, we're overcoming it, and it won't always be like this. I love you guys.